Hello, hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And I am excited to hop on today because I have another fun little energy recipe for you to share all about, what's the wait? Claim the prize. And if you're wondering, okay, what is Irena talking about? Let me give you some background about where I'm coming from. I'm an intuitive energy guide. If we haven't met, an energy alchemist, I consider myself. I've been working with empaths and visionaries for over 2 decades in helping them figure out what's the hesitation. Why aren't they going after that dream job? Why aren't they asking for the raise? Why aren't they selling the house and moving to the location of their dreams? What's the self-sabotaging belief that keeps them from launching their product or keeping their business small? What is tripping them up? And this is my joy. I draw from a long background in energy healing, Reiki, crystals, tuning forks, the tarot, yoga. I have a wonderful, wonderful variety of sacred practices that I bring together, and I create something very special and unique that is very useful for the moment. That's one thing that I love, is bringing practices and energetic recipes that are in current time. So as you jump on, say hello to me. Let me know where you are in current time. What time zone are you in? I'd love to know who's watching, where you're watching from. So let's jump into this. So why am I talking about why wait, claim the prize? Well, there's an incredible story that I really love, and some of you may have heard me share this before, but if you know the concept of grace, grace is this wonderful gift that's given. It's given by the universe and given by God, essentially. And because we have free will, it is up to us to be open to receive this gift. We don't have to do anything to earn it. We don't necessarily deserve it, but it's this incredible gift that is being offered. And often we kind of miss out on that gift. We don't claim the prize, so to speak. And why not? Well, let me tell you the story about Joe. I love the story. So Joe was, incredible father, incredible brother, incredible friend, and had a great life. Lived it to the fullest, really felt, that joy that comes from living life. And on the day that he passed and he transitioned up to heaven, he was at the gates, the pearly gates, and St. Peter came up to him. And St. Peter handed Joe a calendar. Joe was like, all right, a calendar? Okay. And he's looking at the calendar, and on the calendar, he sees all of these dates. And many of these days have little, like emojis on them, you could say, little moments, emojis of presents. And he looks and he's like, there's a lot of presents on this calendar. And, it wasn't my birthday. It wasn't holidays, all of these different events. What's the deal with these gifts? And then he started to notice that some of the little emoji presents were open, but the majority were still wrapped. So he looks at St. Peter and he's like, St. Peter, what's the deal with all these gifts? And St. Peter said, those were gifts of grace. And the ones that are opened are the ones that you saw and you chose to receive. And the ones that are still wrapped are the ones that you decided not to receive or accept. And I love that story because I love the idea that we're going through life, we're kind of hop, skipping and jumping. And, there'll be days where we feel down, where we feel less than, or we don't feel deserving. Maybe somebody says something, maybe just a mood hits us out of the blue. We don't know why. And all of a sudden we feel like, there's no gifts for me. There's no prizes to claim. But there are. Every day we're being given these incredible gifts. Some are tiny little ones, some are great big ones, some are medium ones, but these gifts are coming our way. So what's blocking it? Because remember, free will, we have to open our hearts to receive this gift. And if we've got a couple of self-sabotaging, limiting belief blocks in the way, it's going to be hard to see these gifts because we're going to be like, no, that couldn't be for me, So let me address this with my little acronym that I call H.O.T. So the first thing is hesitation. This is the first thing that's tripping up most people when it comes to claiming their prize. Oh my gosh, I've got another really great story about this. Okay, I got to share this story. a teacher of mine shared this with me, and she talked about, these group of people, they went to a finance workshop, here's how to budget money, here's how to make sure you can manifest and make more. And so the teacher was up at the front of the room, and he holds up $100 bill, and he's like, oh, whose $100 bill is this? And he's holding it and he's waving it around, and people are looking at each other, and they're like, yeah, like I carry $100 bill in my wallet, like, like I didn't drop it. And then one person at the back of the room goes, me, that's mine. And she runs to the front and she snatches the $100 bill out of his hand and puts it in his pocket, or her pocket. And so everybody's kind of looking and giggling around, and they're like, what's going on? And then the teacher pulls out another $100 bill, and he says, oh, whose $100 bill is this? And at this point, everybody's getting confused. And then the woman in the back again goes, me. And she runs up to the front and she grabs the $100 bill. And now, people are starting to get wise to the situation. They're like, wait a second, why does she get $200? What's the deal? And anyway, the teacher says, well, she's the one who claimed it. I just asked. I offered. And so sometimes, many times, we hesitate. We're like, oh, well, I didn't lose $100. I don't know if I deserve $100. Like, I don't know. Maybe we just wait. We're kind of like, let's see what everybody else does. Let me kind of test the water before I jump in. And that hesitation really blocks us from a lot of these gifts that are everywhere around us, these opportunities. So the next thing I want to mention in this HOT acronym is opposition. So we have hesitation, then we have opposition. Now, what do I mean by opposition? Well, we come up against roadblocks. Like we try something, we're like, oh, I tried that. It didn't work. I put my offer out there. Nobody came. Nobody likes me. So opposition is just like anytime we run into a roadblock or an obstacle and we give up. Right? Because we're like, oh, we take things personally. We take it to heart. As empaths, that's natural. But we miss out on these opportunities. Another great story. Have you guys seen the movie Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey? Love that movie. Morgan Freeman, of course, plays God. And Jim Carrey's driving along and he's like, God, just send me a sign. And he's driving by all these signs on the highway saying, turn back, road work, construction. And he's driving along. He's like, God, why won't you listen to me? Why won't you answer my prayer? Just send me a sign. And his beeper page, he gets a page on his beeper. That's how old the movie is. And he looks at it and he's like, don't know ya. Don't like you, and even if I knew you, I wouldn't call you. And he throws the pager in the back of the car. He's driving. Next thing you know, he runs off the road because of the construction. And then he's out of the car. He's so angry. He's like, God. And then Morgan Freeman shows up. And Jim Carrey is still clueless. So many times our prayers are answered, but because we run into opposition because of beliefs, opposition because of roadblocks, because of difficulties, challenges, not believing in ourselves, we just, we think, oh, well, it's not for me. No, I'm not worthy of the prize. So watch those oppositions. And then finally, the T in the HOT is thoughts. Oh my goodness, our thoughts are powerful because our thoughts start to shape our beliefs. And what are our beliefs made up of? The energy that underlies what's happening, our feelings, our heart. There are moments in the past where we've been wronged or where maybe we were embarrassed, we took a risk and we fell and we tried something and it didn't go the way we thought. And these thoughts can be barriers. So how do you shift the thoughts? Yes, affirmations are great. Yes, mindset work is great. But what's imperative is shifting the energy beneath that. And how do you do that? Well, you start to tune into your heart and into your feelings. What do you truly feel about the situation? All right, well, I must be running the energy hot today. I got totally knocked off the live. Holy cannoli. So I'm talking about today on Inklings in case we're kind of connecting. Hopefully you can find me again, those who are hopping on live. As you hop on, give me a quick shout out. Make sure, I want to make sure that I know that you're back with me before I continue too much more. But I love that. The energy we run does affect technology. I have some fun stories about that. So I'm talking about the acronym of H.O.T. Like why wait, claim our prize. I mentioned hesitation for the H, those moments where we just hesitate to go for it. Opposition, those moments where we run into the roadblocks. And then finally, the thoughts that really trip us up. Now, what I was getting into right before I got cut off was the energy beneath the thoughts, which is all about your heart and all about your feelings. Hey, Karen, I'm glad you found me again. I was running the energy so hot that I blew up the show, so to speak, and knocked us offline. So when you are looking to reshape your thoughts, yes, affirmations can be very powerful. Yes, mindset work can be also helpful. But it's kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. It makes things look prettier on the surface, and yes, it feels good for a while, but it's not making that underlying shift and change at the root, at the energetic layer. And what's at the energetic root of our thoughts or our beliefs? It's our feelings and our heart. The way that we really feel about something. We could say all we want, like, I'm brave, I'm courageous, I'm brave. And yeah, all right. It's kind of like working out. Like, they say either do like low weights, lots of rep, or high weights, low rep. Using affirmations like that will make shifts over time, but you're going to make a more powerful, energetic shift if you get to that root ball of energy. And you say, okay, well, wait a second. What do I really feel about myself? Do I feel brave? And you might realize, no, I really don't. So I can try to say I feel brave as much as I can, but underlying, I'm going to sabotage myself because I don't feel it. So how can you feel brave? Well, you can start to do little things, take actions, little actions that help you feel brave. Maybe it's, calling up for a pizza. And, and that might sound really silly, but there are things sometimes where we get really shy, empaths or introverts, those moments where we say, you know what, I'm going to introduce myself to the new neighbor on the block, or maybe it's I'm going to sign up for a random class and just get to meet new people and I'm going to do it by myself. Maybe it's, I'm going to try a new restaurant for a change. Those little acts of bravery, which maybe at first doesn't seem like so much, really are. And you start to build that energetic muscle strength of like, oh, you know what? I really do feel brave. A big one is, learning what you love and like. Anyway, I'm kind of going on. I'm giving you a lot today, and I don't want to give you too much to chew on, but this wonderful little fun energy recipe of something to use to check in when you're blocking yourself from receiving these gifts of grace that are all around. I want to invite you to come back to H.O.T. Are you feeling hot? Check in. Are you hesitating? Claim that prize. Like me. My $100 bill. Are you running into opposition? If you are, okay. It's going to happen. Why? Because anytime you make a major transformation, just like that butterfly, you've got to come against opposition in order to create strength, to be strong enough for the destiny you were born to live. And then finally, your thoughts. To really change those thoughts, we're going to get down at that energetic root ball and make the shift. Okay, so if this has brought up more questions for you than answers, I'm so excited because I have something brand new that I am sharing. It is called Inside of the Moon membership, and this is a wonderful, wonderful guide and kind of like map book to bring you through on a daily basis how to address these things. Why am I hesitating? Well, maybe it's because, the moon is in Pisces and you're trying to figure it out and feel it out. What oppositions are you running into? Well, maybe those oppositions are coming up for a very good reason. Maybe something's happening with Pluto. We have to be ready to let go and dissolve something in our life. Maybe it's just the fact that you're having certain astrological changes in your chart. The thoughts, a lot of energetic sacred practices and rituals help to shift the energy root ball that keeps us trapped in unhealthy, unhelpful thoughts. Inside of the Moon is designed to help bring you through that on a daily basis to get you back in alignment with the rhythms of the moon, I would so love to have you in there. So click the little link that's going to be in the comments and in the description up above, wherever it is, and I will see you on the next side of this adventure. All right, thanks guys for finding me again. Thanks for Karen. Yes, your boldness can be a strength. I love it. All right, guys, have a wonderful day and lots of love. Bye.